manager for Team Fusion. And a rough start, starting 0-2, but this is not an unfamiliar situation for Team Fusion, and you guys managed to come back 3 games in a row yesterday. So I have to imagine, regardless of the current standings of the score, you're still confident that your team can pull this victory out.
Oh, I'm definitely still confident that we can pull out the victory. I mean, yesterday, like you said, we were down 0-2, and we came back from that. We have a lot of experience scrimming against Curse Academy, so I think that we know what we need to do to come back in this one too.
Fantastic. Now, moving towards you now, what was your start in the league? I think a lot of people are always curious about where the people are coming from that fill these positions on teams as managers and analysts and things like that.
I actually didn't start with League at all. I was a pretty well-known player in World of Warcraft. I played under the name Kinesthesia and Vodka. We had a couple, US first kills and all that kind of thing. I moved into doing strategy guides for that. I did a lot of YouTube videos, and that's where I got picked up for this gig, actually. The owners, they play WoW as well, a little annoyingly too much, actually. They picked me up for my video skills, and then I transitioned because I was the only mature person in the organization into being the team manager.
All right, well, that's very interesting. It's always interesting to see how games can interact and even coming from different companies and different types of game as well, MMOs to MOBAs and things like that. Now let's move to the creation of the team, because it's something we've touched on before, but I find continually interesting is the fact that this team is only 2 months old. So give me a little insight into the building of this team.
It was, for lack of a better word, a little haphazard almost. We originally wanted to buy an LCS team back in August. We tried with LMQ, and that ended up falling through. It didn't work out very well for us. And that left us with a pretty short time period to put together a full team for this competition. I think the first people we brought on board were our coaches, Dynasty, Magic, and BSIN. And through their contacts, they were able to find the right players for our situation.
So then, with only 2 months' time, bringing all these people together, what was it that you did in order to build the synergy needed to get to a place like this where you are in a series to qualify for the LCS?
I think our #1 priority when we were putting the team together in order to build synergy was just to get them all in the same spot as quickly as possible. So we wanted to make sure we had the house ready, we had their equipment ready. So even if we didn't know who was going to be on the team, once we had them, they were ready to play together and start learning each other's ins and outs and what works and what doesn't.
All right, so one final question is returning back to this series at hand. You've got your coaches back there talking to them right now, but yourself as a team manager, if you were there, I'm just curious, what would it be that you say to them to get their heads back into this game and propel them to that 3-2 run back?
I think if I were to go back there, the only thing I would tell them is just to believe in themselves. They know what they're capable of. They know that they can pull this out if they focus and they really pay attention to what they're doing, and just have fun and make sure that they're playing to the best of their ability. That's all I would say.
Well, the games have been exciting regardless, and hopefully they do have those thoughts running through their head as they move into this next game. Thank you very much for taking the time to interview with me. We are going to throw it back over to Pyra and Zyrene to get us into Game 3.
Thank you for that one, Dash, but confident